And across the broader spectrum of the Atlantic Basin, there's really nothing of significance to highlight, but it's closer to the peninsula where we have that one pesky zone that's been prompted by a little spin that's been persistent for several days, but over the Gulf Stream now, and not very well formed, but the moisture is deep within it, and it's set to move across the Florida Peninsula and into the northern Gulf region next few days ahead. But the thing to keep in mind about this is that it's going to move over land in the short term, which will hinder any kind of development. The upper level wind patterns are pretty light across the northern Gulf. This red shade indicates where there's little to no upper level wind flow or wind shear. So that could be one factor that can maybe cause it to gradually develop some strength as it keeps moving west. I think that's the main thing to keep in mind. This doesn't have a tendency to just linger over these warm waters. It'll keep a steady movement to the west. It'll pass south of here most likely. So the main effect I anticipate for us from this is to get a little backlash of moisture, showers, scattered thunderstorms for the midweek time frame, and perhaps, if things come together just right, maybe a few minor offshore wind gusts that affect Appalachia Bay. But this is not going to be anything too extraordinary for us, but we'll continue to keep a track on it as it moves west along the northern Gulf Coast region, where it can maybe further development, but it's going to keep on going to the west. And a benefit it could give us is maybe a little better rain chance. I don't see any day this week being a total washout because of that tropical moisture, but at least it can break the heat spell that we have and change our wind pattern to something more favorable to allow showers and storms to pop. I think for tomorrow, still mostly a north-northeast wind pattern, so that can maybe keep shower and storm coverage kind of limited, but maybe a bit more than what we had today thanks to the overall swinging of our winds that will become more southeasterly through Wednesday. I think that's when that low makes its closest approach to our area, but passing to the south, and with a better setup that can maybe drive periodic showers and storms across the landscape. So we can see a lowering of temperatures, but the wind gusts are just not going to be something all that significant for us. So if you're hearing about tropical development in the Gulf, this is not going to be something that gives us a lot of adversity. We may see gusts on Wednesday, 10 to 15 miles per hour, 20 to 25 offshore. That's about the worst we're going to see of it, but I'd say maybe something more beneficial is the knockdown of the heat. So we could have some lower 90s average temperatures Wednesday and Thursday before